next little section. That is the Predictor Fantasy. We will come up with a name for this section one day. But, I don't know, Jaco, you want to take it on?
I think we can call it like Matthew's going to win. So.
Well, it's not really. It's not really.
The artwork's already in. It's called the matchup.
Yeah. I thought
Oh, it's the matchup. Sorry.
I'm going to make new artwork.
Oh, sorry. That was not told to me before.
No, but we must just put a disclaimer out there. It's not really a fair competition between you because Matthew is a professional Super Brew player. So
he was in the top 100 last year, right?
Yeah. I mean, the guy quit actual rugby to play Super Brew. So not making this up.
We've seen the stats dossier.
It happened.
He just knows these players. He has personal phone calls with some of them.
I will not confirm nor deny these rumors.
There have been times where there was an obvious choice and he made a mysterious other choice and his choice worked out. So we're just saying.
Yeah.
He knew Faddis before Faddis knew Faddis. So, first things first, our system of what we're going to do today, basically. You can
explain the rules.
Yeah, so last week I briefly explained how it will work, but now we've actually decided how it's actually going to be happening. Right, so it is 5 of us. Right, Jordan is here as well. He's going to get stuck in.
Back quickly.
If Jordan wants to,
Show
we have
face.
another member who's here.
enough lighting?
Who's going to be joining. Yo. Yeah, so we got Jordan in as well, who's going to be joining us. So we're going to be 5 people playing this pool. I think 5 is a really good number.
Yeah.
We will
Jason's just here to add numbers.
Yeah,
He's coming fifth.
So we're going to be working off of the Super Brew fantasy system. We're going to be following the exact rules that they have out there. The difference is that when we draft, that player is no longer available for someone else. So
we'll have to pick our own
we are going to start the draft. We're doing a snake draft, and we have our own results from last year when we played in the same pool. So the person who was lowest rank will get first choice at selecting a player, and then we'll just snake draft until all the players have been picked up.
Yeah.
And then we'll have our own pool where we play in. We can see who's scoring and who's winning and so on. Then 4 transfers every week, 4 players per team as Super Brew. The difference with the transfers now is on Wednesdays, guys will have to announce who they want to transfer. If two players want to get the same player into their squad, the transfer will have to go on a priority system. So what we'll do with that one as well is we'll also go on the ranking from last year, and if you rank lower, you'll be one of the first people to get priority if there's a clash.
I would have thought the opposite because
I mean, you're an expert.
No, but well,
but no, that's fine.
Yeah, I think let's rather, because it's simple. Then the format's already there. So, but even if you're sitting at you first in line to have priority, but you don't have a clash with someone. So let's say number 2 and number 4 want the same player. Then the guy sitting at number 2 would get priority, and then he drops to the end, to the back, lowest on the list. So that would keep it fair. So only when, if needed, would that come into play to just keep it fair.
It's like the waiver system.
Yeah. So we'll work on that. The only thing is, though, when we do recordings on Sunday afternoons, full match scores for the players will not be available yet. So we'll be working off of preliminary scores.
Yeah.
So our numbers might be a little bit out when we talk about it, but on the next one, we'll just have a quick little update of what the actual scores are of the previous week, and then we just work on that. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I think you got most of that.
That should be everything. Yeah, we are going to be doing our own draft this week. That should be interesting.
There possibly will be some video of that.
We will definitely attempt to get video, but a draft might take a bit of a while. So
we'll catch some of the low moments when people cry when the fair play is taken.
It is going to be very interesting to see how the teams form up and so on, and also to see how the fantasy teams that we have here would actually compare with the scoring from teams that we normally select. So we'll probably be running 2 teams concurrently, our own personal ones on the system, and then the fantasy ones that we make up here. And that might be very interesting to see how that plays out, because I honestly cannot see that the draft team's doing better than choosing the other ones, but you never know.
I still say we all know number 1 pick will be, as Jason has announced this to us for weeks.
Is Jason the first pick?
I think
Jason is the first pick.
Jason's the first. It's Jason, then Jordan, then Kaya, then me, then Matt. Yo, that's gonna be that. That is.
I get 2 picks, so
Richie Mwanga, you'll be with me. Jordan's like, no, I'll show you.
all I know is
Barrett
that
going first.
by the time it's gonna come to me and Matt, 10s might not be what we go for.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that's gonna happen.
I'm surprised
You
you'll
never know, depending how.
Combrink, you're coming home. But on this, there was something else.
Yes, we do have our. We put together a starting 15 Super Rugby fantasy team for you guys. If you are unsure about who to put into your fantasy team, here are 15 players who you can consider for selection. So we went about this. Each one of us, the 3 of us sitting here, we both picked. All of us picked 15 players who we'd put in a fantasy team, and then we combined them to pick 115 out of those. And any disputes, Jordan just was the judge on that. You know, so we had an actual lawyer come in to sort out the disputes in a fair manner.
And big note, we didn't exactly choose. It's not about who the best players, like in terms of who will make national team. It's about who's the fantasy player.
Yes, fantasy players, guys. And well, the way I went about it is I went for guys who I think would consistently score good points.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at this
that
one.
was the
Expect a lot of New Zealanders.
Yeah. Obviously, depending on teams playing other teams, it's always good to look out for if you know, this team's playing the Kings.
Jaguars.
All right, put some extra players in there. That's but this will be a solid call for anyone to work from and build around that.
Okay,
Let's
so
get into that
number
one.
1.
Kepu.
Waratahs. Sipoki Kepu.
Gets a lot of ball, runs a lot of the ball. So
Solid scrummager.
I didn't pick him. I'm going to say that. But he is a good player.
Yeah.
I think it is a good choice.
Yeah, also on that, we picked this so that it complies to all Super Brew rules. So you will have maximum 4 per team. So you can actually select the squad off the bat and it will be fine. I also went for Kepu purely because I always pick from 15 downwards.
Yeah.
I never started the props. So by the time you sometimes get to props and the tight 5 and so on, some of the better ones are no longer eligible because you have
too many
team
Hurricanes
limits.
players.
So so you kind of got to make do. But I think the Waratahs have always been solid in their set piece, and the way the scoring works for props and so on is you have to look for a player in a team that has a solid scrum. You know, because if they win 90% of their scrums, they get 2 points for every forwards player. So that's how I kind of went about this one.
I honestly went for running meters. I looked at running meters from last year, and people that I know their teams love to give them the ball near the line. Number 2,
Dan Coles.
Oh, hands down.
He is the
Easy
best.
choice.
The stats are on his side. He does more than any other hooker.
I don't think we need to say much, to be
So-
honest.
No.
I think Coles is solid.
No, that's
Tamanga Allen, number 3.
Beast of a player.
Yeah,
Runs the
wasn't
ball
in
a lot.
mine, I'll be honest. Was not in mine.
He wasn't in any of mine either. He was in Kaya's, and then Jordan
Jordan
that-
decided. So we have to go with it.
Yeah.
I chose Charlie Famalina. That's a good choice.
I went for Owen Franks. You can't go wrong there as well, eh?
Tomaga Allen's obviously number 1.
Yeah, Tamanga
Yeah,
Allen
Tamanga
makes our
Allen's
team.
solid. Yeah, he makes it.
He does get a lot of penalties, but he won't get sent off, which is why Argentinian forwards don't make it in.
4, Brody Retallick, and 5, Peter Steph du Toit.
Yeah,
obvious.
both those were top ranked end of the year as well.
Both of those are in my team.
Yeah, those.
I
are
went for
both
Whitelock. He gets a lot more ball.
Yeah,
And he
that
wins a lot of
happens.
lineouts.
That happens. Yeah, Toy runs a lot, which
Yeah,
is
that's what's
handy
helpful.
for him. And the same with Retallick. Like now you can look at the way the Chiefs play, and they kind of use Retallick as an extra link to play that first, second channel. So he gets a lot of running meters automatically.
And our back 3, our loose forwards were Creel, Sevilla, and Reed.
I don't agree with the
Solid.
Reed one. Whiteley is definitely the better fantasy player.
Reed got a lot of points last year.
Yeah,
Whiteley
last year
was number 1.
No, last year I think Reed didn't plays best. That's what I think happened. Normally, Reed is always right at the top. And even when he didn't play his best, he was still there.
I think
you
Xavier
can't
and
go wrong.
Creel we all had, right?
Yeah.
All three
Those
of
are
us.
obvious choices.
Yeah.
A lot of ball in hand, run a lot, stealing.
Yeah, the eights, Reed, you can. That's the first one who would get replaced.
Yeah.
Whiteley is my...
Whiteley one. If you're looking for like a dark horse, I would say McMahon from the Rebels.
Yes, I like
Yeah.
that choice.
Oh man, he's solid.
good
And
player.
Elliot Dixon from the Highlanders.
Yes.
also.
Man is married now. Every time someone gets married, they form.
This is a rugby thing. In fact, the parting after the game helps some people, but okay.
Okay, our backline players. Number 9, Aaron Smith.
Makes no sense to me.
it's-
Kerbarlow. Carry on.
Very good choice.
No.
Jordan was the tiebreaker,
But also let's be fair. The way the scoring works with number 9s isn't fully realistic. That's the big flaw of Super Brew. 9s are not going to score as many.
It's also just
Tries.
like
That's
They're
why
also not
I
gonna
like
run as
Perenara
much.
because he likes
You're
to
right.
dart.
That's why I
and
chose
stuff.
Yeah.
Kerbarlow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but depending, like now, Perenara's from the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
So
which
I
means-
personally would not want to take a 9 from the Hurricanes and rather get an extra backline player. That's how I would go about
Number 10, Bowden Barrett.
This was an obvious choice,
Obvious.
even though I chose
Yeah.
Kerbarlow.
Of the year, you can't miss it.
it. Yeah, you got to put him in.
Then our back 3 is Dag, Ben Smith, and Damian McKenzie.
Mackenzie, statistically the top player last year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't win Super Rugby Player of the Year because he didn't happen to be in Hurricanes. And then Smith is just a points machine. Like he's a
Smith-
fantasy rugby machine.
Yeah, no, well, he's Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, Ben
That
Smith's
guy,
good.
week in, week out, he's bound to get you 15 plus points.
Hard to believe that she's 30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's
He'll be older than
he is just a machine. Like he's sort of Mr. Rugby at the moment. I rate him as probably one of the best rugby players currently out there.
Oh, he's one of my favorite
He's
players.
solid. Dag as well. Dag gets points in fantasy. Dag.
I was
he gets
more
points.
Combrink than Dag, but
I had Combrink and Dag in my team, and Jordan chose Dag over Combrink. And
I have
then
personal issues.
Not really. Comrick is just like.
Selborne versus Maklaus issues.
He's been struggling with injury, and I don't trust wingers to come straight from that because they need the pace.
Ask Ireland what happened the last time.
and then
He
our
came back from injury.
our centers, Anton Leonard Brown and Israel
Obvious.
Folau.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing you can say about both of those.
Yeah.
Falau's a good pick.
Yeah, Folau, yeah. Actually, like when he first moved to centre last year at the Waratahs, I was a bit surprised, and I wondered to myself, is he going to get the kind of meters he was getting? Because that's where Folau gets most of his points, is all those running meters that he gets. Because once he catches the ball and he runs, space for days, and the guy just gets meters, So he used to always get a lot, but yeah, there was. It wasn't a significant drop in meters even when he switched to centre, and that's why I think he's going to be a solid choice for fantasy.
Yeah, and he could get a few games at fullback, which
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
a
That-
boost
yeah.
if you have him at centre in this game.
Yeah, a good tip for everyone to go by is look at where the player is available for selection on Super Brew or the fantasy system that you're playing on, but keep an eye out for where his team is playing him. So if you have a centre that you can select on your fantasy, but he's playing in the back 3 of the team, he's automatically should be getting more running meters and so forth and more points. They just tend to score, and the scoring structure favors the
Running
back 3,
meters,
running
yeah.
meters and so forth. So
It's
that's
the
how you
same
go about
if you
it.
can find a lock that's playing loose forward,
yeah.
that's a good
Doing
choice.
business.
Waratahs guy.
Well, last
What Mum was doing.
Dean Mum did
Did
that
for a
as
bit.
well,
They came in very
and
handy, believe me.
and there was
Holloway, that's the guy.
Holloway as
Yeah.
well. Holloway as well.
Because they have put Mackenzie at fullback this year, which is
Yeah, Mackenzie's
Which
no
is
longer
fair.
kicking. Yeah, it's
That was
right.
a cheat
It is
code last year.
correct. Yeah, that was a
It-
cheat code last year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't put Karevi on the center.
Query.
Oh, he was in mine. He was in my squad.
The
I
Reds
put
do
him
build
there.
around him and they
But
do a lot
yeah.
of stuff around him, but you just don't know what the Reds will do.
Yeah,
Thought about Karevi. He is one of my options.
Mike, I mean,
Matt did
that's
discover
secret weapon last year.
Matt was the player who discovered him. So
yeah.
Professional.
He's one
So-
who uncovered him.
I did not phone the Reds and tell them to
Don't
pick
talk
Karevi.
nonsense, man.
He scored 2 tries in the first week he chose him. You didn't even know who he was.
How did Matt even know him? That's the thing, bro.
When the man knows Fadders before Fadders knows
Yeah,
Fadders,
see?
you know things are up.
But yeah, okay.